let's move things forward because the fifth game of our feature five is Sunday's Carabao Cup Final, a rematch of the 2022 Carabao Cup Final between Liverpool and Chelsea. It was a memorable one in 2022, not for what happened in over the course of 90 minutes or even extra time. It was the penalties. Andrew, were you celebrating that day? 11-10 on penalties, went to the goalkeepers. Kelleher made his, Kepa missed his, and Liverpool went on and won the Carabao Cup. What are your memories of that day?
Well, they're a little bit hazy, as you can imagine, but yeah, it was interesting. I looked up the stats from the game because obviously that was a goalless draw, and the FA Cup Final, same teams that year, was a goalless draw. The shots in the Carabao was 20 shots to 11, and in the FA Cup it was 17-10. So probably shouldn't have been goalless games, but they were. This one is such a difficult one to call because of the injuries, not to sort of harp on what we were saying about, but, Liverpool are available at plus 112 to win, I think. And, if they were fully fit, or plus 113 it is now, actually. If they were fully fit, I think you'd be all over that. But not knowing who's going to play, it's very difficult to sort of back them, really. I mean, Salah and Núñez haven't been ruled out yet. They're sort of day by day, as Klopp said. Now, he might be saying that just to sort of not give away too much too soon and stuff like that. But obviously, if they come back, then all of a sudden Liverpool at plus 113 against a team they beat 4-1 about 3 weeks ago looks pretty good to me. But
yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Liverpool, 9-time winners of this competition. They're still playing on four fronts. This can be, one of the four jewels on kind of the lesser quad potentially that's coming Liverpool's way this year. It's not the Champions League, but it's the Europa League. Let's document those injuries. A big concern: Alisson Becker, Trent, Szoboszlai, Jota, Jones. I'm probably missing a few others as well. So, I mean, the young players have stepped up and stepped in. Jota's the name I circle because he was so good when Salah was away and he was out. Liverpool coming into this game, coming off back-to-back 4-1 wins, 3 wins in a row, no clean sheets in 7, over 2.5 in their last 6, and both teams to score in 7 of 7. Chelsea, just to mention, 5-time winners. Last time they won was 2015 of the Carabao Cup. A statement 1-1 draw against Man City. They showed me something different. I actually think the center-back partnership worked in that game. Diassi and Colwell were excellent. Gusto and Chilwell, the back four, they haven't been able to quite get it right. Maybe they're onto something. It's forced Poch's hand, and maybe he has something there. They gave up 31 shots and conceded late to Rodri in that game, but a lot of the shots came from the periphery. I watched a bit of that game. I just thought there was more bite to Chelsea's game. That's the best way I can put it. No losses in 3, no clean sheet in 5 overall. They played over 2.5 and 4 or 5 in both teams to score in their last 5. Head to head, you mentioned it, 4-1 demolition job. Wasn't even close. 4-1 a couple weeks ago. Liverpool beat Chelsea at Anfield, but this game's not being played at Anfield. And it broke a stretch of 7 straight draws in times that they played, including a stretch of 4 goalless draws, and we documented 2 of the 4. No losses for Liverpool in 8, and under 2.5 and 5 of 6. So are you going to make an official play for this one? Or is there a number that you're looking at here?
Yeah, I think I'm going to take both teams to score on over 2.5 goals at plus 102. Going against, obviously, the goalless cup finals, as we said, from a couple of years ago. I think you mentioned it there. Neither side has had too many clean sheets lately. Chelsea will obviously had the week to prepare, whereas Liverpool were playing last night. But I think, to be honest, it probably did Liverpool good to play their slightly reserve 11 that they've got at the moment. Probably did them good to play a game and have a good second half and score a few goals and stuff like that. So, yeah, I'm expecting goals. And as I say, both teams to score over 2.5 is plus 102.
Contrasting views yet again. I will be making a play, but not quite now because I think the market is going to continue to go in your direction with the expectation of goals. I'm going to play under the number. Maybe a half unit play. I'll make a half unit play specifically for this podcast under 2.75 at minus 107. These cup ties are different. No Anfield factor. That's a difference for Liverpool. It's not an away game, but they're not playing at home. Anfield, they just looked such a complete unit. They played midweek. Liverpool are down numbers. I just think the game is going to be a whole lot closer. Chelsea have had over a week off to prepare. And typically these Carabao Cup finals, there hasn't been a whole lot of goals. If you look at the last 5 Carabao Cup finals played, 0-0, 2-1, 1-0, another goalless draw, and United beat Newcastle 2-0 last season. These games are a little bit more cagey, a little bit more tight. You're playing for a trophy, but I hope that number continues to go up. I'm not sure if it'll get to 3, but you might be able to get a little bit more juice on the 2.75. And for me, it's worth the risk. Like if it's a 2-1 game, if it's a 3-0, you get the little bit of insurance of just a half loss. So that's what I'm kind of banking on here. I hope for the neutral and people watching that there are goals in this fixture, but just based on the context, Andrew, that's kind of why I'm leaning in the other direction.
No, that's fair enough. I mean, as I say, I think there's probably goals because of the sort of slightly unusual nature of Liverpool's team, probably, and Chelsea haven't been keeping too many clean sheets and stuff like that. One other slightly unusual selection again, under 9.5 corners at plus 109, because games at Wembley always low on corners.
Really?
There were just 5 in the 2022 FA Cup final, and most England games at Wembley are in single figures for corners.
Why is that? So, why is that? Is that nature of cup competition? Is it the field? Is it the pitch? What do you make
I
of
honestly don't know what it is. I mean, I think the problem with looking at England games, obviously, is that they're often quite one-sided when they play the qualifiers against, much smaller nations and stuff like that. But it even holds when they've played Germany and some of the bigger teams and stuff like that. So, yeah, generally, for whatever reason, games at Wembley, very low on corners almost always. So, I wouldn't be making a huge play on it, but under 9.5 at plus 109 seems pretty good, actually.
Food for thought, let's put it that way. Andrew will be enjoying the Carabao Cup final pending the result this Sunday.